So let's do again, for the last time, our little experiment, our thought experiment. Here is your supply of high-level waste. Here we are burying it 300 meters under the ground. And here is the comparison to what is in your garden already as a health hazard. And for the first time, we have a health hazard that's greater than you have in your garden already. And if we plot it again on the same type of graph, we see that this, for the first time, we have a hazard that's higher than natural radioactivity in your garden. But you see, over the course of time, it does decay. And because that hazard is higher, that is why the nuclear industry wants to keep it and store it for a very long time, because we think we are the best people to look after that. And if it was left to us, we would store it for an extremely long time and dispose of it only when the radioactivity had significantly decayed. It's so concentrated, it's very cheap and easy for us to do that, and it's certainly no embarrassment. Now, we have examined the idea, just the idea, not the practice, of putting nuclear waste in your back garden, in your backyard or in your English garden. But of course, that's not what we're going to do. We can do very much better than dispersing it that way. We are not going to put it in anybody's garden. We are going to put it in a carefully chosen area. We are not actually going to mix it in the top meter of the soil, but we're going to bury it 10 meters to 300 meters deep according to its type. We will choose the geology to put it in so as to be ideal for preventing the radioactivity from getting out. And the high-level waste will be carefully incorporated into a glass and encased in metal. And all the waste will be carefully placed in concrete. The waste will decay with time, and we are planning anyway to store the high-level waste ourselves for a very long time inside the nuclear industry. And because of all those safety measures, we are confident we can provide a safety factor much bigger than that nature automatically provides. In fact, in the comparisons I have made to you today, I have been very, very conservative, because natural radioactivity is actually significantly more dangerous relative to the artificial radioactivity, simply because it does give rise to radon and radium. And by great good fortune, the activity we make does not produce those dangerous materials. And therefore, indeed, I hope I have satisfied you that the waste, the risks from nuclear waste are greatly exaggerated. And you might perhaps be interested to know what are the risks which I have run today in giving you this lecture. Because I have been handling radioactive materials, then of course I have run a small risk. And if I were a registered nuclear worker, I would reach the limit of what I would be allowed to do by the law of this land when I had given this lecture 250 times in 1 year. You might well judge that if I actually did give it 250 times in 1 year, that the great British public would have more risk from overexposure of Walter Marshall than I would have from overexposure from nuclear waste. You might also be mildly interested in the risk that you have run, particularly you in the front row. We have calculated that in advance, and I have to tell you that by sitting in the front row, you have run a radioactivity risk equivalent to going for 15 minutes in Concorde aircraft. Because, of course, if you go up in Concorde, you get irradiated by cosmic rays. And therefore, I hope, and you will understand, that in my opinion, the nuclear industry has a dual responsibility. to provide cheap, safe electricity to the public and to explain itself better. In my opinion, we have done reasonably well at the first task, and we have not done well enough at the second, that is, at explaining ourselves. I hope I have done a little bit better today. Thank you for your patience.